Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We hope your experience is fruitful. Please feel free to visit our website to find out how you can join our growing family. While we are loading your experience, please do us a quick favor and hit that like button from whichever platform you're watching or listening on. Also, share so others may enjoy as well. And we hope you would consider hitting that subscribe or follow button so you can check out more of our amazing content. All right, let's start the show.
And you better talk to me nicely. Next to blow, little bitch, I might be. Oh, can't forget all the days they overpriced me. So now that we up, don't good advice we know. Talk to me nicely. I noticed they hit it, we getting icy. Whoa, can't forget all the moments they overpriced me. So now that we up, don't good advice we know. We on top, flipping the bird, they going sick. But I'ma make a meet every.
Hey, everybody, it is I Hope Giselle, and I am in a new location, but mind your business. I got things to do in the New York of the things, and so, we in a different location, what I'm saying? But anyway, so sorry that I missed you all last week. Y'all know. Oh, wait. Oh. See, ghetto. Just ghetto. It's ghetto. You see why they don't like working with Black folk? Y'all see why they don't like us? Y'all see it? Just ghetto. But anyway, I'm sorry that I missed you all last week, but I was really, really, really working on getting a couple of other coins and doing a couple of other things that I've been really, really, really passionate about as far as, trying to set myself up to be this, change maker that I like to consider myself to be. Y'all, look, I'm sorry. When I tell y'all ring light left at the crib, stand left at the crib. So y'all are working with me and I'm working with y'all. But I wanted to, because of the things that kept me away from you all last week, I wanted to come today and kind of sort of give you all a vent session. Now, for those of you all who are new to the show, or at least new to my particular show, we do segments here that are called vent sessions. And during vent sessions, it is a particular topic that is like heavy on my heart. It's something that I have a good bit of things to say about. And it's usually something that I am speaking to myself, but also using myself to get a message out to the people that need to hear it. And oftentimes I say that vent sessions come from the ancestors because I don't be speaking from my own self. I be speaking through myself from somebody else. And if you're a spiritualist or if you're a person that understand, then you get where I'm coming from. And if you don't, then I just sound crazy, and both of those things are okay. But nevertheless, last week I had a meeting, and it was a fairly important meeting. And this was a meeting that could change my career, right? It was a meeting that could do a lot of different things for me in a lot of different ways in a lot of different sectors. And I remember I'm in the meeting, and there's about, 4 or 5 different white folks and about 2 different people of color, but no Black people. And there was one trans woman in the room who was obviously not Black. And I'm doing great. I'm killing it. They're asking these questions. I'm making them laugh. I'm saying all of these things, X, Y, and the Z. And we get to the end of the meeting, and I'm shaking hands with everybody. And one of the white men comes and he says, Hope, it's really interesting because I was against this meeting when you got here. And I was like, excuse me? And he was like, yeah, no. Like, not when you got in the building, but, like, when you got to my desk, I went through your socials, like I looked up your name and I saw a bunch of great things. It was, like you're obviously a great person. It would be really dope to be attached to you. But he's just like, I just wasn't sure if you were refined enough for this type of agency, this type of network, this organization. And I had to sit with myself for a really long time and think about how I was going to respond to this jerk, y'all. It took me a moment to really sit with myself and think how I was going to respond to this man who was white, and I want to believe he was queer. And I pulled up enough of my pride and my gusto with just a pinch of sass from my Black woman basket. And I said to him, it's very interesting that you would, question whether or not I was refined enough to, represent or be a part or show up for this organization, considering that my refinement has never come into question, but the validity of the work that you all do has, which is the entire reason for the meeting that we're having today, because y'all need me to come in and be a part of the diversity quota. Am I right? He was speechless. And I know to a lot of y'all are like, yes, bitch, the read, the moment, the things, right? But for me, it wasn't that. For me, I took that moment to remind my fucking self that this one person who was trying to make me feel like I didn't deserve to be in the room until he was able to see more of me in a different way, which means that until he was able to see the code switch in real life, he just wasn't sure he could buy it. I had to remind myself that he wasn't the only person that was going to get me, keep me, have me stay in this room, and he wasn't going to be able to take me out of it with his nasty, passive-aggressive ass opinion. And today I wanted to come and talk to you all about the idea of knowing your worth, understanding your value, adding tax, but then pushing yourself to do better. A lot of us get into situations and have moments like that where we tell ourselves, well, this person of influence, of a certain tax bracket, of a certain dollar amount, or whatever the case may be, has said to me that I am this, that I am that I couldn't do this, that I can't do that I shouldn't be here, that I shouldn't be there. And because we've gotten so many negative reinforcements, some of us, right? While it might not be the experience of every single Black or brown person or every Latina person or every Latino person or every Latina person, right? What I can say is that as Black and brown people, we tend to get it at home first. Why you gonna go do that? Child, ain't nobody doing that. Why you gonna go sell hair, girl? Everybody's selling hair. Why you gonna go and be a barber? Ain't nobody gonna come and get their hair cut by you. Why you gonna go and do X, Y, and Z? Black people don't do that. And then when you turn around and you go out into the world that is built against you to begin with, number one, and you spit these ideas out and you feel like you're getting into these rooms and you're getting into these spaces and you have these people who are supposed to be up here echoing some of those thoughts, you really begin to feel like, why the fuck am I pushing myself? Why am I going extra hard in the paint for this when don't nobody see it for me? Why am I going extra hard for this when don't nobody care about what I feel? Don't nobody give a fuck about what I like. Don't nobody care about the amount of hours and the sleepless nights that I put in after going to my 9 to 5, that I've even had to register. Don't nobody care that I drove 5 hours to be at this fucking meeting today. Don't nobody care. Because tomorrow a bitch could get on TikTok, go viral, and get everything that I've been working for the last 6 years for because they garnered 1 million motherfucking followers from doing something stupid. So why should I keep pushing? Well, let me tell you, friend. You push because you did that work, because you drove that drive, because you ordered those bundles, because you bought those expensive ass clippers, because you decided to sign up for that raggedy ass class for you. When you did those things, yes, we think about a lot of the benefits that come with it afterwards. We think about the money. We think about the fame. We think about the notoriety. We think about the blessings from family. We think about the pride from our children. We think about the adoration from our spouse. We think about all of those things. But first and foremost, before you hit apply, before you hit pay, before you hit send, you checked in with yourself. And you said, self, I want to do this. I'm passionate about this. And there's nobody and nothing that is going to get in my way. Because first and foremost, before the check, before the children, before the spouse, before the public, you did this for you. So how dare you cheat yourself? How dare you cheat yourself of the opportunity to keep going? Because one person in some random room somewhere decided that you were not refined enough for their company. Because one person in one interview space decided that you didn't have enough gumption for the role. How dare you? And how dare you deprive the world of your service because other people are doing it? How dare you deprive the world of your presence because other people occupy the same energy? How dare you deprive the world of your clippers because it's 1,001 barbers? And before those 1,001, there were 205,000 other barbers. The world is a cycle of people who kept pushing. Every single day, a bitch get up to go to a job that they can't stand, to work with people that they don't like, to serve customers that are rude as fuck, to bring home a paycheck for children that are ungrateful, for a spouse who don't think it's enough, for parents who don't believe that the career was right, just to be able to get 30 minutes to do the thing that they love most. That is pushing. Some of y'all out there are watching this or are gonna watch this, and you've been asking yourself why. Let me just go ahead and focus on this janitorial job, because bitch, I ain't gonna never be able to really braid hair the way I need to braid hair, because I get off too late, and the only clients I'm getting are these college girls that can't afford to really pay my worth. Let me just go ahead and focus on being the principal at this high school, because I can't really step aside and really push aside because my wife said that this is my threshold, that this is what's gonna keep us safe. So I can't step out on faith and take this drive where I need to go to pitch this product that I've been working on because my wife don't believe in the push. And so you stop pushing. And then you become one of the people that settled. And you sit back, and one day you wake up, you look around your house, you look around your room, you look around your office, and you realize that you could have been where you wanted to be, but you settled for where you are. And you're looking for someone to blame, and you get angry. And you know why you get angry? Because you know ain't nobody's fault but yours. Because you know what the right thing to do. You knew what you were supposed to do. You knew what would have felt good in your soul. But you let that one white man in the room tell you you weren't refined enough. You let them ungrateful kids break your spirit. You let that partner that didn't see your vision get under your skin. You let all of these people tell you who you were supposed to be instead of pushing to be who you knew you were destined to be, despite their opinions, despite their thought process, and despite how the fuck they were gonna feel about how it turned out. Because even if it doesn't pan out the way that you want it to, don't ever let these motherfuckers make you feel like it wasn't worth a shot. Think about that. And we'll talk a little bit more after this commercial break.
Talk to me nicely. Next to blow, little bitch, I might be. Oh, can't forget all the days they overpriced me. So now that we up.
In a world filled with diversity, where radical faith and progressive believers come together, there's a place that's breaking all boundaries and embracing believers from all walks of life. Bullet and Flight Radio, where believers unite, boundaries break, and love triumphs. Step away from the chaos and noise of your daily life. Experience moments for yourself that are calm, serene, and full of peace. A necessary respite to foster growth within you, because self-care should be luxurious. Luxe Noir.
I know that they hit it, we getting icy. Whoa, can't forget all the moments they overpriced me. So now that we up, don't get it.
Hey everybody, it is I Hope Giselle, and we are back with this week's Vince session. So once again, for those of you all who are not familiar with the show, every now and then I have an episode that we call a Vince session. And it's just about something that I feel really passionate about that particular week. And we go in for it on a full 30-minute spectrum, okay? And we do the thing. This week we are talking about pushing. And the first half of this, show and segment was about the idea of not allowing people to stop you from pushing to your full potential and to getting to where you need to be in order to do the things that you want to do. What I'm going to delve into now, because one of the things that I understand as a person who's been a constant pusher in my life is it's okay to tell people to push. But when I'm broken, when I'm battered, when I'm beaten, when I've tried, when I've pushed and failed, how do I keep the faith, right? Like, how do I keep pushing in a world where everybody is telling me like, damn, like you can only push so much? How do I keep pushing even when I do not see the fruition of my push work? I think that you have to lean into a Players Club reference that is funny, right? But I really trust this reference. And there's a scene in the Players Club, in case you haven't seen this movie. It's a really good 90s movie starring Lisa Ray. And there's one scene in the movie because Lisa Ray plays a stripper. She goes to college and it's a really tough juggle. You know what I'm saying? Like at night, she's on the pole. She's doing her thing. She's making money for her and her son. And then during the day, she's trying to manage all of these classes and X, Y, and Z and these lectures and things of that nature. And I'm sure some of y'all out there have lived that life or you know somebody who is. And in one particular scene, the professor is giving a lecture. Lisa appears to be asleep. And, at the end of the lecture or whatever, he walks over. He thinks that he's waking her up. And, he says something to the effect of, like, I don't know how you're going to pass this class if you're going to sleep through it. And she was like, I wasn't asleep. And he was like, well, how do I know that you're not going to cheat? Like, you're going to cheat your way through this class. And Lisa said something to him that has stuck with me since the very first time that I saw that movie in the early 2000s. And Lisa said, because I don't trust anybody's information but my own, right? When you're trying to figure out why you got to keep pushing, when you're trying to figure out what the hype is behind continuing to go and continuing to box and continue to fight with the demons and fight with the things that you feel in, you got to think about the fact that you've done the research. If you've gotten to the point where you're pushing, then you've already been doing the research. You've already been doing the work. You've already set yourself up for success. You're just trying to find new ways to amplify what you already know so that by the time you get where you need to go the next time, it's harder to give you a no. It's harder to not just go ahead and throw me this grant money. It's harder for you to tell me where and when and how and da-da-da. It's hard because I don't trust anybody's information but my own. And so therefore, when I came in here ready to pitch you on this. So if you're looking for your motivation to keep pushing, sis, if you're looking for your motivation to keep pushing, bro, if you're looking for your motivation to keep pushing, sibling, this is it. You have to stop trusting other people's information about your motherfucking destiny. You didn't trust that information when you decided you was gonna do that thing. You didn't trust that information when you said you was going to law school. You did that because you wanted to do that. That was your passion. You did the research. You trusted that information because it was your own. When you decided to open up that cupcake business, you didn't do it just because you were basing it off the opinions of the naysayers and the people on the outside. You trusted your own market research. You went in and did what you needed to do to figure out what the success rate was going to be for this business. You went and did what you needed to do to look at what the numbers were going to be for the first year opening a shop that serves sugar and bakery and eggs and everything. You did that research. So trust it. Trust that research. Own that research because it's yours. You want to know why people go in on test day and feel confident and feel great and they're ready for that motherfucking paper to be put on their desk and for the teacher to say pencils up? It's because they've done the research. You can always tell a bitch that didn't study for the test on the big day because they're unsure. And to that point, some of you all are trying to look for the inspiration to keep pushing because you have not done your own research. You opened up that cupcake business because your sister said you make good cakes. That ain't what you want to do. So of course you're nervous. Of course your push don't feel the same. Because that was your sister's dream for you. That wasn't yours. You went and decided you wanted to be a barber because you were doing it while you were in the feds, and that was all you really know how to do. But you want to work on cars. Baby them told you that you was fired with the cuts, and so now you open up this motherfucking barbershop, and you're afraid to push past it because that wasn't your dream. Baby them wanted to see you open up that barbershop. Of course you don't have no push. Of course you don't have no drive because you didn't trust your own work. Of course your weave business is not going well. You don't give a fuck about nobody else's hair but your own. But you listen to your mama when she said, but girl, you be laying them wigs. You might as well go ahead and do it. I see a bunch of girls out here doing that. That was your mama's push. That wasn't yours. So of course you sitting in your room rocking back and forth on the weekend because you done did 27 sew-ins in 2 hours. Of course you are, sis. Because you let somebody else push you into their dream. Not every push is a good one. And if you want to be able to navigate them in a way that people are going to be able to learn something from it, you've got to do your own research, stand on it, trust it, and then move forward with it despite what other people have to say about it. A lot of us are in ruts and a lot of us are in a funk and a lot of us are asking ourselves these questions because we've allowed somebody else to dictate how, when, where, what type, and what way we should show up for our own motherfucking destiny, for our own interests, for the things that we wake up and get excited about naturally. And I'm trusting somebody else's instinct about me. There are so many people right now trusting somebody else's instincts about them. Some of y'all sitting on here right now, you got a great job. Benefits are great. You done paid into that 401k real nicely. It's cute. It's sitting on about a good 60, maybe even 80K for some of y'all. But guess what? You ain't doing what you want to be doing. You miserable every day. You got an attitude with your grandma. You don't want to see your nieces and nephews. Your husband, your boyfriend, your cousin, your partner don't fuck with you this week because your attitude is funky. And you wondering why you can't pull yourself out of this rut. And it's because you're doing and you are living somebody else's push for you. And you wake up one day and you realize you've been going 10 toes down for something you don't give a fuck about. And now you sitting on here looking at me and wondering how the fuck I know your story. Because I'm you. I'm you. I was that person that would have allowed that white man in that meeting before the commercial break for some of y'all that just got in here. I was the girl that would have allowed that little white queen to make me feel like, well, maybe I don't belong in this room. But when I started trusting my own research, when I started trusting my own information, I understood that what that was not a tear down to me. It wasn't him mirroring back who I was. It was him mirroring back who he was. You don't feel refined enough. You don't feel like you can be yourself here. You don't feel like you can say the things that you want to say comfortably. I do. And that makes you feel a way because you are actually here already. And so when I come in and I'm vibrant and I'm vivacious and I speak my motherfucking mind and I say no pickle juice, some of y'all gonna miss that, but the fans will know exactly what I'm talking about. But when I come in and I speak my mind and I say no pickle juice, you got a problem with that because you wish that you would have said no pickle juice when you first got here. And to watch someone else do it in front of you, knowing that you got to bite your motherfucking tongue because you've been pushing at somebody else's dream for too motherfucking long to change your mind now, makes you feel some type of way. And you feel like you have to humble me and remind me that I don't necessarily belong in this space myself. And when I turn it back on you, that is my pushback because I've done my own research. And I know that nothing that you are telling me is about me or is a reflection on who I am as a person, but it has everything to do with your projection of who you wish you could be. You wish you could come into this room and be me and be as unrefined as I am. You wish that you could come in here and say what you want to say. They wish they could dance like you. They wish they could move people with their words the way that you do. They wish they were as smart as you. They wish they were as media savvy as you were. They wish they could read them motherfucking laws backwards and forwards. They wish that they were the type of person that could go into government the way that you've been doing. They wish that they were as good of a parent as you are. They wish that they were as good of a lover as you are. They wish they could have y'all's relationship. They wish that they could be able to communicate the way that y'all do. They wish they could wear the clothes that you wear. They wish they could speak the way that you speak. They wish they could go to the clubs that you get into on a regular. They wish. And part of the reason why they're not doing it isn't because they don't want to. It's because they've been pushed into somebody else's dream for them. And now they are envious with anybody else who is taking their motherfucking peace, their life, their time back. So here are my final thoughts. When you are faced with challenges and triumphs and wins and losses, take them all in the same fucking vein. And I say that because they are going to come around and around and around for sure, like clockwork. Every season is not going to be your season, but every win that you get had your name on it before you ever knew that it existed. Don't spend your time, don't waste your days, don't exude your energy on something you care nothing about to make somebody else happy. And don't allow people and their research to become your reality. We've all had to push. But now, some of us have to ask ourselves, have we been pushing for the right reasons? Or are we pushing towards something that is going to give us the best quality of life that we could have ever thought possible? Sit with that. And until next time, have the day that y'all deserve, and I'll see y'all around. Bye, everybody.
Talk to me nicely. I noticed they heated, we getting icy. Whoa, can't forget all the moments they overpriced me. So now that we up, don't good advice we know.